Alhamdulillah wa salatu wa salam ala nabiyyina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam. Amma ba'da habati fillah. Listen to this athar of the Salaf. This actually amazed me and how relevant it is for our time and how scary it is. I just really reflect upon myself and my taqsir. And hopefully this will be a lesson for us all to come back to the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. قال أبو عالية رحمه الله تعالى. So this is from our Salaf, subhanallah. And this is in Zuhud, Imam Ahmed. قال يأتي على الناس زمان. It will come upon the people a time. تخرب صدورهم من القرآن ولا يجدون له حلاوة ولا لذاذة إن قصروا عما أمروا به قالوا إن الله غفور رحيم. Subhanallah. Listen to this. How many people... Listen to this. So he said, there will come upon us a time that the Qur'an will be removed from the hearts of the people. And they won't find anything sweet or beautiful about it. And when they have shortcomings with regards to the commandments of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the commandments contained in the Qur'an, they will say, Inna Allah ghafur rahim. Verily Allah is the most forgiving, most merciful. La ilaha illallah. How many people do? We hear this all the time. SubhanAllah, they don't look at that there are punishments, that there's hellfire, that there's the shayateen, that there's nar, that there's all these, the adhab qabr. But they always say, Inna Allah ghafur rahim. Wa hadha sahih. Verily, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the most forgiving, most merciful. And He is the most severe in punishment. And do you know what your situation is? Subhanallah. Amazing, amazing. People go through, just do the most craziest sins openly. Flaunt their sins on a bullhorn. Advertise their sins. And then say, verily, Allah is the most forgiving, most merciful. This is from the Salaf. It amazes me that they were talking about this in that time. And then he said, وَإِنْ عَمِلُوا بِمَا نَهُوا عَنْهُ قَالُوا سَيَغْفِرْ لَنَا إِنْ لَمْ نُشْرِكْ بِاللَّهِ شَيْئًا أَمَرَهُمْ كُلُّهُ تُمَعًا لَيْسَ مَعَهُ صِدْقٌ. So if they do something which they're prohibited from, they say, we will be forgiven as long as we do not commit shirk with Allah, any shirk with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And their whole entire affair, all of it, is based upon their desires, and they have no truthfulness. And this is in Zuhd, Imam Ahmed. Ahabbatifillah, that's powerful because, subhanAllah, we hear this. This is if one of the scholars today were saying this. And it amazes me that the Salaf were talking about these kind of issues that in their time, people were saying and behaving in the same way. And we still don't learn. And we still have that khalal in our aqidah. Because when we do sins, open sins or even hidden sins, it shows a khalal in tawheed. And a lot of people don't understand that. And I've heard this in many durus. And from the perspective that, for example, how many people have memorized memorized books in Aqidah, Kitab al-Tawheed, and what have you. And they can quote this ayat and quote this ayat, but there's no way they can lower their gaze. And there's no way they can give up the weed. There's no way they can quit a little bit of zina here and there. This is just the walk at. So I'm sorry if it offends some people, but these are real situations that we have to deal with. How many I've met. The one time I went to Syria many years ago, and I'm not exposing because I don't know the brother, but I'm just giving you what happened. I met a brother, subhanAllah, that was a talib al-ilm. He could have been Syrian, he was an Arab. And he was drunk off his rocker. and this is in the middle of the day, and he felt shy or he felt sorry, but he was quoting because, I had my beard and stuff like this. So you know, we talked, and subhanallah. So it isn't in just, iman is kamil. It's qawl al-lisan, it's statements of the tongue, actions of the limbs, and i'tiqad of the heart. All of this makes up iman. And we have to practice what we know and practice what we preach. And we have to come back to the Qur'an. Wa sallallahu wa sallam ala nabiyyina Muhammad.